Welcome to the first episode of Penrite Insights for 2024. I'm Shippy and I'm joined by Jack, car 910 race engineer here today. So Jack, it's been a busy off-season. We've done a lot since Adelaide. Give us a rundown.
Yeah, so once we finished up Adelaide and obviously came down off the highs of the win, then a lot of the team went away and had a good break, well-needed break. Guys put in a lot of effort all of 2023, so very well deserved. But then once we came back, there was a lot of work being done in and around the shop, obviously getting car 26, the new GR03, ready and up and running. But also the biggest thing for us, I think, is understanding the 2024 version of the aero package that we've got to work with. So there was a lot of work both in the engineering department and also down getting the cars physically in their final form ready. So a lot of data analysis, looking over the information we got from Supercars and Ford, and yeah, doing everything we could to take the learnings that we learned in 2023 and then do what we can to translate them into the 2024 and work with the 2024 package.
So what are your expectations for the year ahead, Jack?
So obviously Matt and I finished up really strong. The whole team finished up really strong at the back end of the year. So I think for Matt and I, we're feeling pretty confident. We had a good final race, and then we recently had our test day up at Winton, and that only sort of helped with our confidence that we're feeling and comfort with the car and understanding. Yeah, Matt jumped into the car and it was just like putting on an old pair of shoes. He was ready to go straight away. All his seat, all his pedals, all his steering, everything that he is interacting with was exactly where he left it. So that was really positive for us. And we don't have too much work that we want to do to try and tune up any little bits and pieces to make him perfectly comfortable. And that always makes a big difference to the team and the driver when the driver is perfectly comfortable and they can go out and just do their job. So obviously Shippy, Matt and I are in a pretty good spot going into 2024, but how do you see the expectations for the team and the two drivers going into 24?
Yeah, I think I'm really excited for 2024. You know, we finished strong last year, but you know, it's been a big off season and sort of we have a reset and we've still got a very young team. So there's still a lot of building going on of systems and people and learnings, and you know, it's just a lot of work to turn the cars around. We stripped them back pretty extensively. So it was great to get to the shakedown with GR03 and then have a faultless test day. Was fantastic.
Yeah, 100%.
So Jack, with your and Matt's rookie season out of the way and finishing the year as race winners, how has this year's preparation been for you compared to previous?
Well, the advantage we've got this year, from my perspective, is we're like 1 year on with Gen 3. We've got 1 year more understanding under our belt. So we're able to go to different tracks and at least have some data, information around those tracks. And it's also advantageous because rather than with Matt, where he's a rookie and we're always trying to find the big chunks to make him at the same level as the pro driver we're competing against. Now Matt's at such a high level and doing such a fantastic job that now we're looking for those really small details, and it puts a lot more emphasis on all the small areas around the car to find that next step of performance that'll be like the difference this year. So I think for me, that's the cool thing going into 24 is now we get down to the real nitty-gritty stuff to extract the most performance out of both Matt and the car in 24.
Yeah, it was great to see the incremental gains Matt made as a driver throughout the year. You know, early in the year we'd have to work quite hard on telling him where his braking point needed to be, and in the back end of the year he was rolling out in the top 5 of the first run of every weekend. So that was great to see. Now to continue improving, I guess talk us through what that looks like to you, what incremental gains sort of means to you.
Yeah, so I think it comes on both sides of the fence. I think for Matt, he knows the level that he needs to operate at. Like, he finished the year on the way up to that level and just touching those levels sometimes. So he knows the level of preparation he needs to do back at the workshop and invest in it, because everyone in the grid is investing in it, and that's what's sometimes the difference between the guys at the front. So he knows what he needs to do personally. And then from myself, I think I got into a pretty good rhythm in the back end of the year. Obviously having great people like yourself and Al to lean on. And so was able to bring my own personal level up in terms of preparation, and that makes a massive difference when you get to the track, just being ready to go. So I would say this year it's about finishing where we finished last year and then taking it to the next level. What more can we do to be able to turn up to the track more informed, more prepared, so when we're there we can make the right decisions.
Heading to Bathurst for round 1, best track on the calendar.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, it's awesome that we're rolling out at Bathurst for the first round. I think there's definitely a couple of new things for us compared to when we were there last time. Obviously it's a hard tyre, so it's something very different, very challenging for us to get our heads around once we get there. But also, it's such an important race, just like all the other races in the calendar are. So the points from that first round are just as important as the ones at the last round. So I know that Matt and I and the rest of the team will be definitely pushing, trying to roll out the fastest car we have possible, make the best changes and strategy calls along the way, and that will ultimately should lead to a good result by the end of the weekend. But really looking forward to Bathurst. Should be a good event.
Thanks for joining me, Jack, and thanks for tuning in, everyone, on the latest episode of the Penrite Insight. Join me next time as we chat with Al to talk about Richie joining the team and heading to Bathurst 500.